Hello everyone, this is Lolly and I am back with video number 2 in my Fairy Traveler's Notebook series. Now again, I will give you the link down below to the playlist where all the videos are for this series. This will be number 2, so this will be the second in the series. This is the first one, which was the cover charm, and now I want to show you how I made this, which is the dangle charm. And I had been at Hobby Lobby and saw this, and there were 2 in a pack, and there you go. See if you can focus in on that. I just thought it was really pretty, and it was, next to this. I thought that that would look really cute, the fairy theme. It was $6.99 for 2 of them, and the brand is Vintage or Vintage. I don't know how they pronounce it. So I had it, and I'd been thinking about it for a while, and I didn't really know. I knew I wanted to make a charm. I thought maybe I would have 2 of them dangling from something. And then I had one of my crafty dreams, and it was about turning it into this dangly charm like this with different ribbons hanging from it and different textures. And then in the center of the whole thing is this chain with a glass bead hanging from it. So I'm going to show you how I did that and show you some alternative supplies that you could be using. So what you would need, the first thing, you have to have a bead cap. And a bead cap is just what it sounds like. It's something that goes on top of a bead. So you would put the bead on a wire like this, and then you would put the cap on top of the bead or under it or on both sides. So this is just some pictures of some that you would see online. And they do have them in jewelry making sections in the craft stores, and they have them online like jewelrymakingsupply.com or something like that. So there's just some ideas there of ones you can get. You need to look at the overall opening of it, both the hole here as to how wide that's going to be and how much of the fibers you could fit on the inside. You do need an eye pin or a head pin. This is a head pin. A piece of chain, and this is something I had gotten on sale somewhere, but I've also saved old necklaces as well, and you can get these from junk stores and thrift stores as well. You also need some wire for making, let me go ahead and get this unhooked here so we can really get a look at it. You do need the wire for attaching the fibers through the bead cap. And this happens to be an 18 gauge. You could use a slightly smaller gauge, but it does need to be pretty strong. And this is a copper color. I don't mind mixing that with the gold, and I wouldn't even mind mixing silver with that. And then, of course, the fibers of your choice. And then a claw, the claw right here. And I have one wire jump ring attached to the end there. And of course a bead for the very bottom. So the first thing we're going to need is some of this wire, and I think I ended up with about 3 inches when I did this before. Oh, that's 3 inches is plenty, and it gives me room to work with. I will have some left over, and just use some wire cutters. You will need some pliers and wire cutters for this. And I will zoom in. Then the other thing is we're going to need some fibers. Now I just went everything that looked like it might look pretty with this, and I figured how long do I need that to dangle, and I figured from the head of this I need about 2.5 inches. So that would be 5 inches because it's double length. So about 5 inches of this. And we're not being precise. The pretty thing is to have them all slightly varying lengths. Okay, somewhere around here. And with something like this, I always want to cut between the sequins in it. So there's that. And then I just use this to sort of measure out about how long to make my next pieces. And again, they don't have to be the same length, and you can cut them at angles. This is how much I used before. So you see I have 4 pieces. This one's pretty wide. And again, plus the chain. Now I want the chain to be hanging down, but I don't need to measure how long yet. So let me zoom in and I will get started. Okay, so here's the wire, and here are the 4 pieces of lacy material I have here. And I'm just going to kind of layer these up. Ah, they're sticking. Okay, the first thing I want to do is grab this about a fourth of the way, third of the way, about a third of the way down, and just create a little loop here and hook the chain on there. Again, we don't have to, we don't have to cut the end of the chain off at this point. This is fine, just like that. And then kind of accordion fold this up, see if that's about in the middle, and then thread that, or just put the middle of all those fibers right on top of that chain right there. And then holding on to those really tightly, we're going to squeeze this together and then just start twisting it around. Now I'm holding the loop really tightly with my left hand, but if your hand is weak, you might need to hold that with one set of pliers while you're twisting this with the other set of pliers. And we just get all the way around and just keep going and going, making sure the very end is snug up against that wire there. Okay. So I'm going to hold this wire and pull all the fibers down and just give us a little bit of an E6000 across there. E6000 is a good strong jewelry glue. Sometime either this month or next month is when the new glue will be coming out called Better Ultimate Adhesive, and I can't wait. So now I'm just pushing that down. Okay, now I need to figure out which of these beads I would like to use dangling from the bottom. This is really cool. I love that look. It's a bit large and also very heavy because it is glass. I'm just trying to move these around a little bit, see how I like it. Okay, so I wouldn't have to, this is too low for me, but I could put it like right around here and it would be pretty, almost like an accent piece. This one is brighter. This looks really good with that. You could use two. That's two blue, two blue. I think it's between these two or one of these. I really like these as well. Let's see what that looks like. That's pretty. And a lot of times your eye pin or your head pin is too thin to go through. Do you see how it just went all the way through? So we get an even smaller bead. This is the game. Always go to smaller and smaller beads until you finally get one. They show you these. These are seed beads. And this will stop the rest of it from falling off this eye pin. So that should do it. Okay. So that will keep the bead in place. Let's see. I think I do want to use one of these as well. I like that look. And this bag, you can see I got it at a thrift store. Okay, now I have the next bigger bead on there, and I'm going to go with this one. Find the hole. It's such a pretty pattern, but it's so busy. That is really cute. I could put another one of these on top, or even a different color. But you won't see too much of this top because of the fibers there. So that's really cute. Let's see if we like the look of that. Alrighty. So now at this point, I need to bend this over, and I like to use these round ones. I'm going to give it right about here, bend it to the right, and then come around and kind of loop it over like this. Okay, but then I need to use one pair of pliers to hold on to my loop while I wrap this around. Now I need to determine how long I really want this chain. So this hangs. It's going to have one more loop. Let's get that loop on there. There's a little loop. A ring, excuse me. Okay. Adding for a ring on there, I'd say I want this to stick out a little bit. So somewhere around here is where I'm going to cut off the extra chain. Okay. Now on these, looking for the opening. There's the opening. All you do is hold on to it and slide it sideways. So here's the ring. Don't open it this way. Slide it like that. Then all I have to do is put one end through that and one end through our chain that's hanging down. And then take these and rotate them back into place. There you go. So that is that. You can see I did a really poor job, I think, getting these lined up this time, you know, as far as the middle of this. It looked like it was the middle. So anyway, we've got this now, and we want to put this around it. So all I'm going to do is loop this over, sort of like how I did the other one. I'm going to try and straighten this out a little bit. Now I can just fold this over, making a loop, or I can fold it over and wrap it around here again. So either way, it looks like I have a little too much. And this is very strong, so I'm going to try and bend it with this because my little round pliers are too narrow. So give that a little pinch here. Let's see if I can zoom in even further to show you. You see that? Now let's come completely out. And there's the finished product. So very fun, and you can kind of play around with these and move them around a little bit how you want, especially before you get your wire too tight. Thank you for watching and for keeping an eye on my Fairy Traveler's Notebook series.